Iguro Obanai probably has one of, if not the most messed up backstory in all of Demon Slayer. Sonami coming in at a close second. In today's video, we'll be going over the past of the Serpent Hashira Iguro Obanai, starting at the very beginning, starting at Obanai's birth. Obanai was born into a clan of thieves who worshipped a demon, and this demon was a snake-like demon whose top half was human-like with diamond snake eyes that were yellow and a torso and long snake-like tail, which kind of reminds me of my ex. Obanai's family would take people captive and sacrifice this demon. And in return, they got to keep the riches left behind by the victims. And they had a sort of symbiotic relationship with this demon. The demon got free meals and no longer had to worry about demon slayers or the sunlight, and the thieves got riches. So it worked out for both parties. Doesn't Obanai's family sound like just great people? When Obanai was born, his family practically shitted themselves with joy, and they treasured Obanai and immediately started giving him special treatment. But what was so special about Obanai that made his family do this? And the reason is, he was born male.
What?
Now I know what you might be thinking. Isn't like half the world male? So like, what's the big deal? Why does he get special treatment? And what's so special about that is that Obanai was the first male born into his family in over 370 years. So his family treasured him and spoiled him greatly. Which sounds great, right? Wrong! Obanai was locked in a wooden cage 24/7 and was given so many plates of food at some points that it would stink up his poorly ventilated cage to the point where he would get sick. All of this because his family liked him so much. The demon also took a liking to Obanai, and just like his family, it had a different understanding of the word like, as the demon would come into Obanai's room at night and slither around his cage, scaring the absolute shit out of the little kid.
I'm a snake.
And that just sounds fucking awful because snakes are like gross, like super gross. Like even the thought of just touching one, but having that be in your room at night whenever you couldn't see just sounds terrifying. It wasn't until Obanai had reached the age of 12 that he had finally been able to leave his cage, which was his entire life until that point. Except for Obanai was being let out of his cages for reasons other than being free. He was being taken to the Serpent demon. The sight of this demon terrified Obanai. He was literally so scared. But what made him even more scared was the realization that this was the thing that had been terrorizing him every night for 12 years. But when the demon saw how small Obanai still was, it opted to wait to eat him. And it pulled a Joker and had Obanai's mouth cut all the way to his ears.
You wanna know how I got these scars?
And the reason why it did this was so that they could match. What? Yeah, you know, like usually whenever people want to match, they just get like a matching shirt or something. Like that's going a little far, I think. And yes, yet again, the reason the demon did this was because it liked Obanai. And now I get why Obanai doesn't like anyone. Well, other than Mitsuru. So it's at this point that Obanai realizes that he only has two options here. Number one is to stay in this damp, dark cage and await his fate to be eaten by the Serpent demon, or two, find a way to escape. Thankfully, he picked option 2 and started to scratch away at the bars on his wooden cage using a hairpin he had swiped off one of his relatives. Slowly but surely, day after day, Obanai would scratch at this bar over and over, constantly in a state of fear that his family or the Serpent demon would see his attempt to escape and kill him. It was also at this point that a little white snake had wandered into Obanai's cage. Obanai befriended this snake and named it Kobaramaru. Now, Obanai and Kobaramaru had a lot of trust in each other, and this wasn't a relationship like a pet owner and pet. They were actually best friends, which I also wouldn't trust anyone after the shit tornado of a life he's lived so far. All of Obanai's hard work had finally paid off. After months and months of whittling down on this bar in a constant state of fear, he had finally gotten enough to get out. And because he was so small, he could just slip through the one bar opening and slip away into this night. However, Obanai wasn't safe yet. It was soon after that that the snake demon had begun to pursue Obanai and was hot on his trail. Like literally it caught up to Obanai faster than the speed of light. Like it was like on his heels. And luckily by chance, fate or just pure dumb luck, the flame Hashira happened to be in that area and instantly beheaded and cut the snake demon to pieces, saving Obanai's life. Now, the flame Hashira at this point in the story, it was Shinjiro Rengoku, Kyojiro's father. Obanai was now safe and under the protection of the flame Hashira. However, when they went back to Obanai's home, that all 50 members of his family had been killed by the demon, and it killed them in a fit of rage when it found out that Obanai, its prized meal, a rare male with heterochromia, had escaped, and in a rage, it just killed the entire family. However, they did find one survivor, and that was Obanai's older cousin. However, when the two finally reunited, it was a very, very sour reunion because Obanai's cousin just started to kick and scream at Obanai. He blamed Obanai for the death of his family, saying that he should have just let them eat him. Obanai felt extreme guilt for being born into this family and felt as if he was a dirty person. He also felt guilty and rage because of the harsh words his cousin had given to him about him basically sacrificing his family for his own survival. So Obanai joined the Demon Slayer Corps as a way to ease his guilt. He felt like a better person when he would put his life on the line for the sake of others, and he would release his rage on any demon that crossed his path. He would rise in the Demon Slayer Corps ranks before becoming one of the 9 strongest Demon Slayers in the Demon Slayer Corps, a Hashira. He'd become a Hashira, and in specific, the Snake Pillar, or the Serpent Pillar. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed learning about Obanai's dark past and just how messed up his backstory really was. Being born into a clan of thieves who worshipped a demon who would sacrifice people, and how he was locked in a tiny little box for basically half of his entire life, and just all of the bad stuff that happened to him. I mean, it's just messed up. Like, I feel bad for the kid. He even had his mouth cut wide open. So, if you guys like this video, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, go check out my Discord. Join it, because we need more people in there. I don't advertise it enough. I'm gonna start advertising it more. So if you guys want to check that out, please do so. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.